92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
It's my experience that people get upset when you lie on your dating profile.
Yes, especially when it's a bad picture.
Yeah, anytime I've been on an online dating site and had my profile up there, people are always disappointed when I show up and they realize I'm not a 42-year-old woman who just wants to go berry picking on the weekends. And I don't get why they get so angry, you know. Yeah.
And I thought you were just going to lie about your height.
Daisy is on the phone with us. And Daisy, I guess you wouldn't say you lie on your dating profile, but you omit something on your dating profile that you think could have led to a guy not calling you back, right?
Correct, yes.
There is an important detail about Daisy that she
there
doesn't share on her dating profile. Because she met the guy on what website?
Met him on OkCupid.
All right. Which, if you're going to talk about like dating websites, that's like the Burien of dating websites. It's not quite the bottom, but it's not necessarily the best either.
Yeah. What is it? You have like 11 fingers or something?
No, I have the right number of fingers, but in addition to the right number of fingers, I also have a son.
Oh.
And when I did have that on my profile, when I was honest about that, I got a lot fewer responses. So now I just don't put it on there. But I do always tell the person, you know, on like the first date. It's not like I try and keep it secret, you know, indefinitely or anything like that.
So you're not hiding your son. You just don't want it to be something that is defining you in the world of dating.
Exactly. I just kind of want to get my foot in the door, and then I tell them. Exactly.
Is the reaction usually pretty good when you tell guys on a first date, like, oh, by the way, I have a kid. You didn't see that on my dating profile, but surprise.
It's kind of mixed. Some guys are okay with it. Some people are totally offended that, you know, I lied on my profile.
If it were me, as soon as you told me that, you would just see a cloud of dust like in a cartoon. I'd be out of there.
I totally understand that, and that's why I tell people on the first date, because, you know, I don't want to lie. I just want a chance to tell them face to face, because I think that sometimes can make a difference.
So what was it like when you told him on the first date, when you guys were out to dinner?
Well, his name's Alex, and we ordered dinner, and I told him after the food came, and I was just kind of like, so I have a kid. Not the smoothest way I've ever done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how's your steak? It's pretty good. I have a kid.
I have a child.
So it wasn't the smoothest way to break the news to him that you had
No, it wasn't my best.
it. And what did he do?
I was watching him, you know, because I wanted to see his reaction. And he sort of stopped and just looked at me and said, oh, that's cool. And then sort of went on. So, I mean, it wasn't horribly positive, but it wasn't horribly negative. It was just sort of generic.
I think that's just a polite way of being like, ouch.
Yeah.
Really? You think so?
I think so.
Or
yeah.
maybe he's just saying, why are you being so awkward about it? That's cool. Like, you have a kid.
I don't think so. You'd want to be like, did he ask you about how old your kid is and what sort of kid it is?
It is.
He did, you know, he asked about, you know, is it a girl or a boy? How old is your child?
That's cool.
Well, then maybe it was, because if he didn't ask any of those questions, he was just like, oh, cool, moving on.
Yeah.
Then it was obviously something that he didn't like. But if he was asking you questions, he might have been like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
How did the date end? I mean, were you guys having a good time? And
Yeah, it ended nicely. I mean, he had picked me up, so at the end he drove me home. He gave me a kiss on the cheek, which I actually liked. I thought that was really sweet and, you know, like respectful and stuff. I totally like that.
And it says, I'm not totally grossed out to touch you, but I don't want to move too fast.
And the last time you did more than that, you got pregnant.
So you didn't want to make a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that was it. And then I called him the next day, and I left him a message and just said, you know, that I had a really great time, and I appreciated how gentlemanly he was and everything like that. But he never called me back. So.
Okay. And you haven't heard anything from him. Have you tried more than just that one time?
Yeah, I called him a couple other times, but I didn't leave another message. It just went straight to voicemail, you know, but I didn't leave another message.
Okay, well, we'll play a song, come back, call him, see if we can get him on the phone and get your second date update, okay?
Great, thanks.
Hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Daisy is on the phone with us right now. She wants to call a dude named Alex. She met him online, okcupid.com. Daisy thinks that the date went poorly once she revealed that she has a kid, because she doesn't put on her dating profile that she is a mom because she doesn't want to scare guys off. But you have a rule, Daisy, that you always tell them on the first date, and then they can make their judgment from there, right?
Correct.
Okay. And that's the only thing you can think of that he wouldn't be calling you back is because he doesn't want to be an Insta dad.
Yeah, it's the only thing I can think of because I thought we had a good time, except for, there was that. So
But why would you want to talk to a guy who isn't interested in someone with a kid? I mean, you're not going to change that you have a kid.
yeah, well, I guess I want to know for sure, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just speculating. We don't know that the kid is the reason. It could be something else.
right.
Okay. Well, we're going to call him, see if we can get him on the phone, and find out what went wrong, if anything did go wrong on your date, okay?
Okay.
Hang on.
Hello?
Hey, I was looking for Alex.
Yeah, this is Alex.
Alex, how you doing, man? This is Jubal from Brook and Jubal in the Morning. I'm moving 92.5.
I'm sorry, who is this?
Jubal from Brook and Jubal in the Morning on the radio station moving 92.5. How are you?
I'm fine. You're calling from the radio station?
Yes.
Okay, why?
Well, I'm calling you because you recently went out on a date with a listener of ours.
That's kind of weird.
It is.
A woman named Daisy. Yeah, we'll admit it is not a normal to receive this kind of phone call. A woman named Daisy that you recently went out with emailed the show saying that she really enjoyed your time together, but you've been blowing her off and haven't been answering her phone calls. So she said, hey, can you give Alex a call and see if you can find out if I did something wrong? So that's why we're calling you, Alex.
Okay.
Do you remember going out with Daisy?
Yeah, I had dinner with Daisy.
Did you like Daisy?
We had a fine time. Dinner was fine.
Daisy told us that she doesn't put on her dating profile that she's a mom, and she kind of dropped that at dinner. Did that scare you off?
I mean, I wouldn't say that scared me off. I mean, it was a little surprising that, that's like a big part of a person's life. And like in other profiles, I feel like that information was on there. So it was a little bit shocking that she just sort of dropped that in the middle of our dinner. But, I'm not against dating someone who has a kid.
Okay, so that wasn't it then.
No.
Do you want to see her again?
Your voice just got so
Yeah, your
high.
voice got so high pitched, dude. I'm taking that as a no, Alex. You're not necessarily into Daisy.
Honestly, the date got a little weird, and so I don't think that I would want to see her again.
Define weird, if you could.
This is weird to talk about with strangers on the phone, but towards the end of the meal, like she sort of got kind of quiet and emotional and sort of intense, and then she told me that her car was in the shop, which I knew because I had to drive. She asked me if I could pick her up, which is totally fine. But then she asked me if she could borrow some money to help pay for the car repair.
No, stop
She
it.
asked for a loan on your first date?
Like how much money?
Like $700.
Oh, jeez.
She just didn't have. She was waiting for a paycheck the next week or whatever, and
Oh,
would get me
no.
back the next week. But that she was in this tight spot, and it was really affecting, her kid's life and her life and
Oh,
whatnot. And
boy.
Oh gosh.
no.
What
How did
you
she bring
say?
that up? Did she just say, hey, can I borrow $700?
no, I mean it wasn't like that. I felt like she felt uncomfortable having to ask, but it was just really weird. And I was like, I don't really have that kind of cash flow. I don't have $700 to give to someone that I've met like 45 minutes ago. But I understand, people are in a tough spot, like car repairs.
Yeah.
So, but then she's like, well, what about like $400? Like I have another friend that I could get the rest from.
She was bargaining with you?
Yeah. So then she bumped it down to $4, and I was like, just as a general policy, I don't do loans on first dates. And then,
Yeah.
we had dessert, we went home, and I, got out of there.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so awful.
I have a tough
so
time
many levels.
loaning money to good friends of mine, let alone somebody that I just went out on a date with.
It seemed like a situation I didn't want to get into. So
Not to make things weirder
Ugh.
than they already are for you, but Daisy is actually on the phone and heard everything that you just said.
Hey,
What?
Alex.
is it that's Daisy on the phone?
Yep.
It's me.
Hi.
Daisy, did you
Daisy.
failed to tell us that you asked him for a loan on your first date, Daisy.
It was just one one little question. You know what I mean? It didn't.
Huge question.
Daisy, that's a $700 question.
I was going to be able to pay him back by Friday. I mean, I got paid on Friday. It wasn't like I was never going to pay him back or going to drag this out or anything like that. And, I mean, what am I going to do? I can't ask my ex-husband. He's a jerk. You know, so it just, to me, it was like a little question. And I didn't hold it against him at all that he said no. So I guess it never dawned on me that he would hold it against me that I asked.
Yeah, but I don't know you. It just seems so weird that you would think that it was okay to ask to borrow money. Don't you think that's weird?
To me, it's just like, there's no harm in asking. You know what I mean? I thought we were having a good time. It seemed like you would become friends. And you never know until you ask. And like I said, there was no hard feelings that you said no, so it just never occurred to me that it would create hard feelings that I asked.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Alex. Daisy's not pissed at you that you turned down.
Opportunity to loan me money.
Wait, why are we worried about whether she's pissed? You know what I mean? It's like, come on, it's super weird to ask to borrow money. I mean, I don't ask friends for money. That's like something you ask family. Like, do you have an uncle or like a cousin or something? Like, rather than asking someone that you just met on a first date.
I mean, I suppose if I had someone else, I would have asked them. You know, but it feels like, to me, it seems like super judgy to make assumptions about a person based on one question that they asked. You know,
Daisy, if I went out on a date with someone and they started telling me they were having money problems and then asked me for cash, I'm going to judge them.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm going to say that you're trying to like milk me out of money, especially if I met you online. I don't know you at all. Not a lot of trust can be had in a person that you just met on a first date asking for money.
I mean, I get what you guys are saying. I totally do. And I just didn't look at it that way because I am totally honest, and I did have the money on Friday. I would have totally paid him back. So it didn't dawn on me that, people would jump to that conclusion. Regardless of all of that, I did have a really great time on our date, and I would like to see you again.
Alex, would you like to go out with Daisy again?
Please.
We will pay for a second date. Daisy, I'm not paying for any car repairs.
Guys, be
But
nice.
we will
Stop
pay for
attacking
a second
Daisy.
date if you'll go out with Daisy again, Alex.
You know what? I will. I'll go out with her again. I mean, it was a really awkward, weird first date, but that's not the first awkward first date I've had.
Wow.
All right.
Awesome.
Nice.
Daisy, you
Congratulations, you two.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
They're cute.
Alex, don't leave your wallet out on the table.
Oh, Jubal flag.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.